Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Navigating Your Unretired Life. Say, are you one of the people who likes to watch a lot of YouTube videos and would wonder, kind of see people your age starting to produce their own content and some of them even soaring? How would you like to do this? Not only alone, but with support from other people who have a similar dream and as kind of a collaborative support group. Well, if you are, then stick with me because we're pulling together another session of using YouTube to grow business. It's a support group that we're having over at the Edmonds Waterfront Center. So here we go. So the name of our group is called Using YouTube to Grow Business, January the 27th through March the 24th, in 2025. Mondays from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. over 8 weeks at the Edmonds Waterfront Center at 220 Railroad Avenue in Edmonds, upstairs in Community Room B. For more information, you can contact me, the facilitator, or call or text me at 206-920-8067 or email me at support@newworldcom.com. So what we're talking about, what's in it for you is we're talking about seizing the power of YouTube. Here are some key statistics in 2024. YouTube is the world's second largest search engine next to Google, who owns it. And that's really important because a lot of people don't realize that you can learn by what people are searching for. You can actually look at YouTube's autocomplete and then get some idea about some content that you could do for your channel um, if you elect to start your own channel and succeed with it. There are 27.9 billion active users worldwide on YouTube. 62% of internet users in the US access YouTube daily, and you're probably one of them. 70% of YouTube users have made a purchase after viewing a brand. Now, the brand we're working with is the brand at Edmonds Waterfront Center. It's an amazing place, by the way. And that's why when we were reaching out to them, and our hearts and heads are really focused on serving this brand and having people become members and do all kinds of engage in the great programs, become donors, and all of that kind of stuff. Here's the age breakdown of US users in the US. Yes, 18 to 24-year-olds comprise 15.7%. 20 people 25 to 34 years of age comprise 21.5%. People 35 to 44 comprise 17.9%. People 45 to 54 comprise 12.9%. But here's the number that we're really focused on. 55 to 64-year-olds comprise 9.4%. And 65 plus, I'm a 65 plus person, I'm a boomer, compose 9.5%. Now, when you take those two groups together, they comprise a whopping 18.9% of all YouTube users in the US. And it's a known fact that older generations share more videos than any other group. This is potentially a massive revenue generation opportunity for folks 55 to 65 and for organizations, government agencies, and companies serving this demographic. So you can really see that there's a business potential here that's just phenomenal. So we've just almost finished up our last semester's class with a whole lot of fun with people navigating their unretired lives and learning how to use video to grow business. And we're going to be going even deeper with the 7R strategic framework. I'm going to do a shout out and a kudo to Sean Cannell of the Video Ranking Academy that he has kind of helped develop this framework. And you start by beginning with the end in mind. The first step is to start thinking about what you're going to do with video. What's your end product? My end product is by the way, a world-class year-long course on using YouTube to grow business. I've actually asked ChatGPT to design a 52-week course and to give me individual lessons for that, which has been very instructive. But I've had to back up a little bit and meet people with where they really are. So that's the first step, is to reverse engineer. Begin with an end in mind, not only just for your video, but for your life, maybe. Okay. I mean, death is an eventuality that is very much on my mind, being 78 years young. And so the second phase is to research YouTube. YouTube is a search engine, and you can actually use the search engine of YouTube to learn what people are starting to search for. Um, not only, how to information, how to do this, how to shoot YouTube, how to do this, or how I am doing it. And that's even becoming more credible because people want to know how you are doing it. You got to be the social proof of how that's working. And then after extensive research, before you even that, you want to then think about recording. Now, even before that, you've got to develop a thumbnail. Thumbnail is the first thing that people see if they're searching on YouTube. So you've got to have um, a compelling enough thumbnail so that they'll pause, and that's called an impression, and that they may even click through to watch your video. And then when you get to the video here, the record has a certain framework, has to be some kind of a hook here to keep people watching and to continually re-engage people till you get towards the end, and then to re-engage them again with additional content. And that's the whole framework of recording. So you, after you've uploaded this to your private area, to edit your video, then the next step is to go to the release phase. And there are about 6 different steps to make sure that you have a good title that really represents what you're talking about, a good description, good tags, that you're not using somebody else's copyright material, that this is not for kids. And then you might have an in card, or it might be part of a playlist. All of those, I'm on using a utility called vidIQ, which gives me a score. The more that I do those things and have a good thumbnail and a good all of that, that adds my score up. And the closer you get to 100, the more likelihood that people are going to see what you've got and maybe click through and do all those good things. And then you don't want to sit back after you release, after your video has gone public. Then you're not going to sit back. You're going to rocket your video. You're going to build your list of people, your email list. And I have a mail merge email system that's contact see it, it's contact management system that allows people to click through, and I can see when people are clicking through and even when they watch my videos and all of that. And then you want to review, and that's YouTube has its own analytics called YouTube Analytics. That's very good. So when you go into the studio, what they call YouTube Studio, you have all these tools here, and you have some graphic, metrics of just about every phase, from impressions to click throughs to watch time. All of these things are really important. So you can actually see a graph of when people watch and things when they drop off. And you can start to study that and tweak. And say, oh, I talked too long here. I could make this shorter. And so you can learn a lot by watching your analytics and reviewing your content. And then you want to repeat the entire process. So we had to introduce that to our people, but we had to kind of back up because we realized that a lot of people had never really made any video with their cell phone, that in a professional way. in a qualitative way. And so one of the things as a precursor to creating your own YouTube channel is to learn the basic steps of video production and deeper considerations informed by the 7 R's strategic framework, especially research and beginning with the end in mind. And we covered learning about the phases of YouTube driven business growth. And the first thing is you want to become an influencer. An influence is just focused on serving people well with the content that speaks to their needs. And you become an influencer. They watch your video, they refer. A lot of people are hung up on the number of views you get or the number of subscribers, but actually there's more stuff going on, particularly if you're doing email marketing like I am. People may not be that, but you're making some influence in their lives, and the more that you do this, the more they get to know, like, trust, try, maybe even buy into whatever you're doing here. And then the next phase is income, and so they say, okay, a lot of people don't realize it's not YouTube that pays you that much. It's actually third parties that have affiliate programs. Major healthcare companies will be real interested in us reaching this demographic who is very important to them in their business model. There's so many organizations that sell into this demographic that will become potential sponsors, underwriting your programs and things. And then as you train and reach more people for their heads and their hearts, that you create major impact. I got some big views here in terms of this, not only helping myself, but helping other people in my support group, but helping the organization that I've outreached to, and they're doing such really good work. But I've noticed that most of these organizations don't have a very well developed YouTube channel. They haven't figured out that this is television that could help grow their business. And that's what we're going to introduce them to by our proof of concept as social proof ourselves, getting at least 1% better with every upload. That's Sean Cannell of Think Media. I thank him for being a student in his curriculum. And there's some fundamental first steps that we recognize, that I think it's really important. Learning smartphone video basics first. You walking around with your cell phone, but do you know all the features of your video features and how they impact what people see? So one of the things that we want to get you under, to go and learn about some of the features. Most of those have automatics that are just great, but there's some certain things that you can learn about the features, particularly how big the files are, or how, the resolution is so important to understand what's going to work in this medium. Then there are the audio essentials. If you're too far away from a person, the audio won't be very good. We have a certain working distance that you have to have with the microphone on the camera. I've learned also that because I'm breathing here, my breathing interferes with my audio. So I talk about a shotgun microphone that can separate that and not include that in the sound. Then there's a resolution and storage. One of the things we've introduced people to, and it's a good way to manage seeing other people's content, is to get them to create a Google Photos account, which they can upload not only photos to, but their video clips. Every time they shoot on their phone, gets backed up to Google Photos, and then they can share that, create a shared album with me. I can look at that, and then some down the road, they can say, well, this is worthwhile for me to start producing some actual video that can upload to YouTube. But this is a great way to work collaboratively. And then there's lighting and contrast, and there's framing and composition. How do you frame the picture? Right now, I'm writing centered in the middle of this because I'm doing a presentation. But maybe if I have a larger screen here, I could actually have text coming down here. So different things are different folks. And, as you're outside and you kind of use the rule of thirds, we talk about all of this stuff. And then being introduced to even more advanced concepts like pre-production planning. We've gone through a lot of soul searching about what production is going to be easy to do and continue doing this, like to produce like one video a week. This is, not many more than that, but to make sure that you concentrate on the quality of that video that you are going to release. And production strategies, that's one of the things I'm talking about, is what can you do with your cell phone? What can you do over Zoom? I love Zoom recording. It's great here. And then how are you going to edit? How are you going to take some of the stuff out of this and make this really good with no dead, pause and all that kind of stuff to get that out. And then Zoom video, Zoom video recording, and actually the Zoom mobile app that really can be further explored to be almost like remote reporters outside, say on the waterfront. I mean, doing some great things at festivals and events and things like that. We're building a team, by the way, of people who can do this. And then the new AI video applications that are kind of mind blowing that we've been experimenting with. We found an application called Google Vid and just gave it some prompting, and it created a whole video on introducing people to smartphone basics of things to learn. And it's kind of amazing to begin at that level and to see there's some new skills that can really be marketable and very gainful. So anyway, this is our support group using YouTube to grow business, January the 27th through March the 24th, Mondays at 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. at Edmonds Waterfront Center. And so it's going to be good. For more information, you can contact me directly. You can call or text me at 206-920-8067, or you can email me at support@newworldcom, and I can direct you to getting registered for this. We have limited space here. There are only 15 seats in this wonderful, wonderful community room that's all wired and nice screen and all that. But we got people coming back. So if you're really interested, enroll now. And so you can be sure to be part of this new cohort. So anyway, that's it. If you, again, if you need me or you want to talk to me again, you can text or call me at 206-920-8067. Email me at support@newworldcom.com. Visit my website at newworldcom.com so you get an idea of my suite of e-learning services. This potentially is big, but we have to train people. We have to empower people with new skills that are marketable, that can provide gainful income even in some situations here. So thank you so much, and I look forward to working with you.